Hi, welcome back, and Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Hey, this is kind of our New Year's gift to you guys. Yeah, we decided to do something a little different, kind of do a summary of the last cycle, the Lunar Cycle, and thought we'd get together and talk about our favorite cards, what everyone got, and through the 6 packs, and kind of look into 2015 coming up, I guess.
Yeah, reflecting on what we got and the way the game's changed. Because I mean, that is one good thing about Netrunners. The game seems to consistently evolve. You know, it's not just there's not a lot of there's a little power creep, but there's not a lot of these cards are infinitely better than older cards kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
So
So anyway, I think you're going to do a quick rundown of kind of what the summary of the cycle was.
Sure. Yeah. So for the corporation side, each of the corporations got a new ID. All of them were actually kind of interesting to play, especially one that was really, really ridiculously good.
We'll have a whole segment on that, right, Josh?
Yeah. We got our fragments, which are another interesting thing. I was always hoping they were pan out to be something more than they were, but they are what they are. We did get our neutral assets, or neutral upgrades, I'm sorry, yeah.
First time.
Currents were introduced, which were different. The Corp ones were obviously way better than the Runner ones, but it happens. And then we have all kinds of new suites of ice. You get the Grail Ice, you get your Constellation Ice, you get the Next Ice. Yeah, that's pretty much what the core got. I don't know. I think the IDs were good. You know, I think each
on the core side.
On the core side, yeah. I think the IDs. You know, Blue Sun was definitely a new way to play the game.
Foundry's pretty creative.
Foundry's fantastic. That's just I want to try that. See what you can do.
Yeah, and then you got Industrial Genomics for Jinteki, which is a whole new way to play the game, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. That just seems weird. I guess if you could get like your shocks, if you get shocks with GQ early in there, and it's like, yeah, you want to trash something and take 3 damage.
Well, I think the other way to do it is you use the reuse and dump everything into the trash that way. You know, you get the money for it. Yeah, I mean, pull it back out that way.
Sure. Yeah. You know, lots of interns.
Yeah, interns and
Architect. Lots of architects.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then we got the Near Earth Hub, which we'll talk about in depth here. It's coming up, guys.
Good old Near Earth Hub. Yeah, and the upgrades were cool. It was interesting to see Will of the Wisp, but didn't see a lot of play, at least from our perspective. I mean, it's expensive and it's dangerous.
It's a one-time use.
Yeah, and you got to hit it at the right time. Yeah. It's easy to trash. It's expensive.
I've never seen anyone use it in our group.
I had it like once. I think Stephanie had it. She never ever used it.
It's real tough to get that to go off. I mean, it's nice when it does, but it's real difficult. Like against your Nasir deck, it'd be really nice to trap your Nasir deck.
That'd be nice.
Because that would wreck you pretty well.
For a little while, yeah.
throw away. You're good at peace fight. We'll put it on the bottom anyway. Yeah. The currents were good. Login protocol was just evil.
Yeah, login. I mean, Manhunt's good.
Manhunt's scary.
And even the Jinteki one, which blanks out noise.
That one was definitely fine. Fun. Unfortunately, I think the problem is that most of your Jinteki decks were replicating perfection, and you didn't care about damage. You wanted that enhanced protocol because it's fantastic.
Yeah, but against noise, like in other decks, I mean, out of faction, it was definitely really nice.
Yeah, turning him off was definitely he was the runner to turn off. You know, it was fun to think about turning Nasir off.
Yeah,
it was effective because then you do that, and the Nasir player's like,
yeah, I gotta play
regular Netrunner now because they're gonna res it. I don't get free credits. So.
I can't put that on Personal Workshop. I gotta keep those.
Changes the game a little bit.
Yeah. And which would it be bad now that you know how Nasir's played?
Yeah,
it would be actually good to turn his power off.
Right, because you're in that mode. I mean, especially late in the tournament, like round 4, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna turn Nasir's power off. And they're like, I'll run. Okay, I'm gonna res. Oh, so I'm gonna get. I don't get any credits. Okay.
I have to rely on my Ghost Runner.
It's easier to work around than noise.
Sure. Yeah. Of course. It's more of a mental thing than actual like game impact.
Yeah. So
the ice is good. Grail was fun to try out. Next ice is. I wonder if we're gonna get next gold.
Yeah, next gold or platinum. I mean,
platinum. Yeah, you could have 4.
You could have 4 easily. You could have copper in there even because they got bronze, but they don't have copper. You could do a whole suite of that. I mean,
I think next unfortunately is going to die to the utensils coming out because it's all about having all the next ice out and you're gonna destroy it all. Yeah,
just eat them. Code gate, barrier, Century even.
Those are so good. I wish that thing come out already.
Yeah, I know.
Especially for store championships, but
staying on the Lunar Cycle.
Lunar Cycle. Yeah. So you want to talk about the runner now?
Yeah. Want to get the rundown on the runner side?
You want to do it? I can do it. Okay, sure.
Okay.
So then we got 3 runners.
We actually scripted this, guys.
Just a little bit, which is why it's weird. Anyway, so we did get 3, and then we're 1 for each too, huh?
Yeah, everyone got one.
That's not bad. Did they do that in other cycles?
I think so. I think. Well, I don't know if they did
No,
it
it can't
on.
be
It's been
because
a while.
Waylon's only got
Yeah,
3 now.
yeah.
So yeah. Oh no, Wayland got Grendel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if we got all 3 last time or not, or if one got 2.
You know, the 7. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so but a lot of these IDs came. Well, Quetzal kind of just came and went. Nobody really cared. Though Quetzal's cool. I mean, it's E3. It's a really cool way to play. I personally think Quetzal suffers from the it might be fun, but look what's coming in the deluxe box.
Yeah.
You know, it just so you don't want to play her. Leela is weird, different.
Against Near Earth Hub, was she designed for Near Earth Hub though? That's what I'm trying to figure out because I mean her ability puts an unres card back into HQ, which I don't know if that helps Near Earth Hub or hurts them.
If you take away ice, it hurts a bit.
Yeah, but they're gonna res the eye. I don't think she helps because generally once Near Earth Hub scores the first one, it's on its way. But I don't know. She's just very strange. I don't like her power because it's not as reliable. You know, because what if you do score an agenda and they don't have anything to put into HQ? Or, yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be fantastic if they're like, install advance, and you pull an agenda off R&D, you throw that back into their hand, and
yeah,
you reset them a turn.
Yeah, and you just spend 3 credits for nothing, right?
But, you could be throwing...
You'll see that maybe once every 5-10 games, if that.
So, I mean, she's still got to be... There's still some tricks with her, I think, that needs to come out. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, I think there's some cards that will help her do what she does real well.
And then we get the star of the show, Nasir, who Nasir is just a great example of Netrunner design.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun. It's
hey,
completely
just
different.
You beat me 3 times in a row last week.
That's why it's fun because
against 3 different types of corp decks. Once you get that set up, Josh, you're unbeatable. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get all 3 of your suites out, I mean, you're done. And I couldn't get the agendas out fast enough.
Right.
Well, that's what I did when I played him with Replicating Perfection. Before, usually it's build the fortress and they're not coming in. No, it was like
score.
He can't get in there. I'll score it NAPD and what's the other one?
The big with the 5/3.
The future perfect. And he's it's just score them fast. But no, I think they're good. They're good. I think they all showed good design. None of them are bad.
No, it's just a matter of having the right tools
to
do what you want to do with them.
Well, I think the problem is Nasir would be better in a slower environment, and unfortunately, Near Earth Hub is lightning fast.
It's not horrible against it, as long as you know how to handle it.
Yeah.
You got to run a lot faster.
You have to be willing to go quicker and take more risks.
Right. Yeah. Well, I do think the deluxe box. Oh, well, we can turn over now and actually.
Wait! You didn't go through.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't go through. We stopped at IDs.
Come on.
This is the cool part.
They got other stuff besides that. They got their currents.
They got currents, which mostly bad. Scrub was a good surprise to destroy a piece of ice.
Yes.
The criminal one was just bad.
They got 4 priority events that are not seeing play that much.
Oh yeah, they're weird ones. I don't know the priority events. I don't know if a lot of them need to be priority events. I do think paper tripping did. We got paper.
Paper tripping is one where
it has to be because otherwise then it's account siphon, paper tripping.
Yeah,
and that's bad. But I don't know. I mean, I never saw. I mean, did you see any of them played?
No, I've never seen any.
Well, I did. I played that one with Kenny with the 3 steps ahead that one time, just to play. I mean, as a fun deck,
right?
And then you had Astroscriptor, so you had that, and then you had Doppelganger, so you had all the runs. I mean, so you could get potentially 8 credits out of it. I mean, it was fun. It was a hemorrhage deck, so you basically were getting the hemorrhage counters with that.
I almost wonder if that'd have been okay in like Silhouette. Playing basically if you're going for a quest completed Silhouette. Yeah,
she's just skinny though. Is the problem? As you needed Kenny's influence is the way I've set it up to get the hemorrhages in.
Yeah, well, no, hemorrhage is great.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Hardware.
I don't know if there are any really Autoscript. There weren't any great hardware. Astrolabe
was nice.
It's kind of like a token defense to NEH, but I don't think it really did it. Ghost Runner, of course. There were lots of really good things that made Nasir very solid.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of really funny ones like Order of Soul. Like I am at 0. I get a credit. I get much back. 0. Okay.
It's basically 2 free credits a turn is what it ends up being.
Yeah, when you
do it right.
The neutral shards were different. That one was obviously really good for noise, and that once you got it down, you basically had your free hit of archives. I did have somebody playing the one where you just randomly discard 2 cards and you threw away my 1 agenda.
Oh, the Utopia. Is that the Utopian shard? Or
I'm not sure.
I can't remember which one.
Yeah. Then, of course, we got really fun programs. We got the dogs, and I like the dogs. I think the dogs are good because they really fill in a hole for each side, I guess. Then of course all the other funky ones like David, and basically they're trying to make, they're not just making another corroder or another
a little
ninja.
The power creep issue.
Yeah,
You can be more creative.
which is good. I think it's great. You saw it with Ottman originally, and so now should we use our favorite, the best cards of the cycle,
Sure.
best favorite, whatever, ones that we liked.
Yeah, we can start there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, obviously the best one is Earth Hub.
Yeah, we gotta
Right.
talk about Near Earth Hub. I mean, it is a meta. It was a meta changing card before it was printed, I think.
Yeah,
And people didn't think how good it would be. I think
I remember when we first saw it, we were like, Near Earth Hub. So it's a blank ID with 2 extra influence. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not realize at first just how good that extra card was.
It's a free card in every turn if you do it right.
Little flaw. And I think Near Earth Hub exacerbated the Astroscript problem.
Okay, how do if you were going back and how powerful this is now, what do you think should have been changed on this card?
I think you need the utensils, personally. I think the utensils kill Near Earth Hub. Because Near Earth Hub runs really small ice, really light, trying to win the game. If I got Edward Kim and the utensils, I'm going to demolish Near
Kill
Earth
all
Hub.
your operations.
Because I'm going to destroy HQ, and then I'm going to take Hemorrhage, and I'm going to destroy your hand. That's it. That's how I tried to beat Near Earth Hub
With Kate.
was with double Hemorrhage Kate, and I just couldn't get it running fast enough. Because if Near Earth Hub has nothing in their hand,
They can't play.
you can beat them down, especially from the Anarch side, because now you have imps that are coming out and you're killing their resources for free. You can choke them to death playing these light ice games. So I think the Deluxe box will.
So what would you have changed though? I mean, what do you think's overpowered about this card?
I was thinking about it earlier. I would change, because the problem with this card is, why would you play World is Yours anymore? Because this does what World is Yours is supposed to do.
Oh, the 40 card deck.
The 40 card deck, but significantly better. I would change the text effect between the two. I'd flip them. So Near Earth Hub would have just an extra card, and World is Yours would have a first time draw.
Interesting.
That's how I would
interesting.
design it differently.
But have the 17 influence.
I'd keep the 17 influence, because really, and it'd be interesting because you have the Grail Ice, which is 6 card hand limit, and 17 influence would be interesting. So it'd still be a really interesting ID. It'd be a strong ID, but it wouldn't completely surpass the older ID that was supposed to be fast advance.
Have you looked up the win rate on this, Josh, at all? I mean, it's got to be 60 plus.
Probably. I think it's going to go. The problem is everyone plays it the same, and it's going to be everyone plays it. You can just run into ice, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah. What is it? So it's 2 or 3 biotics, right?
3 biotics.
3 biotics. 2 or 3 Elis.
It was 3. It was 3 Elis.
Probably
and,
2.
Really?
2 or 3.
Because you get 12. The other 5, there was 3 Elis and. I don't remember what the other 2 were.
Okay.
But now it's 3 architects.
Yeah, 3 architects.
or 3 Elis and 2 architects, or
some combination of those.
Yeah, so architect, I think. Is
Architects 2.
Oh, it's 2.
It's 2.
Whatever.
Yeah. So anyway.
So 2 architects and
so you know what you're going to run to.
Right. What's going to be fun is when people actually start getting creative with it and doing something different.
Well, architects just makes this awful too.
Right.
Okay, sure, I'll keep putting
it on your turn.
Sansan can go back out. That's fine.
And it's on your turn, so I'm going to draw a card.
So here's the question: is Near Earth the problem, or is Astroscript the problem?
Well, and we can get in that debate. I think when they printed Astroscript, I think they should have printed it just like the other 2 3s that were in Jinteki, that were in Philotic, and Byroid has the 1/3 that's only 1 per deck.
Right.
The Pet Project.
Pet Project.
And I think that's where Astroscript has the problem is if it said limit 2 per deck, I think Astroscript would be fine. But like you said, it's you get Astroscript, and then Beal,
you win.
Sure. And then you go get fast track, and you're done.
That was always the brutal thing with Near Earth Hub. It's like, no, I'm gonna score Astroscript out of my deck. Fast track, biotic, Sansan,
right.
Score Astro. Wow. Okay. So
well, the other way I looked at this was deck is so consistent at 45 cards. The other thing I would have said, if you have 17 influence, make this either 55. so you don't have the consistency
Yeah.
of the cards, and you're going to have to put more NBN
Agendas.
cards in, or and more NBN cards in too.
Yeah.
So you just can't load up on.
And you'll have to have less optimal agendas, which is what
Right.
helps us a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because there's a lot of NBN decks that basically they're cool, like your deck from last tournament or whatever.
Making news.
Yeah, it was nice. It was cool. Just Tracy and like, all right, this will be fun. And it's like, well, nope. I scored an Astro. I drew an Astro. I drew, it's like,
Same thing.
It turned into a fast events deck because
It can do both. It's designed to do both.
because it has 3 Astro scripts in it.
Anything with Astroscript is designed to do both.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
I think that's where the problem is I think I mean if there's going to be a card that will be limited. In fact, that's what's happening in the one down in the Chilo tournament is they're actually limiting Astroscript to one.
I think it makes it more fun. I don't know. Again, if the utensils, like I predict, the utensils end up beating it, then that's perfectly fine. I was fine with non-near Earth Hub Astroscripts. They're slightly annoying, but it just makes you have to play a fast
You just have
runner.
to keep it poor. Keep them
poor.
If you
Keep 'em
keep them
and without cards.
poor is probably easier.
Right.
So you have to run the count siphon then, basically.
You run a count
I
siphon
mean,
hemorrhage.
force them to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Just be over aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of our thoughts on Near Earth Hub. I mean, I think with that you have a legitimate. I think you have a legitimate claim to say Astroscript should be limited.
Probably.
With that card in play, the way it's written as such.
The one tournament I played it was.
Or
no
they could
problem.
put down here. Only 2 Astroscripts could be included in this deck,
Just put it on that.
and just put it on ID.
Be interesting.
That would be another way to
I don't
fix
know.
it too.
Right.
I mean, we're just talking about ways. I mean, we're not saying ban it or whatever. I'm just saying we're just thinking what could they have done because it is such a meta changing card.
Yeah.
So
we move on to our other fun cards.
all right. So I guess after the Near Earth Hub changes we make or ideas for design and the Astroscript versus Sansan and all that stuff. We'll get into the stuff that actually came out during the Lunar Cycle besides the NEH.
That we like.
Yeah.
Well, NEH was fine. It was a good card.
So let's explain to them how we kind of did this. So we kind of sat down and we scripted this, like we said. And John picked 2, Josh picked 2, and I picked 2 of my favorite corp cards because we knew NEH would be the top 3. So, and then we picked 2 from the runner side and kind of just to talk about the things that went on, what we liked. And we'll go from there.
And we picked different ones.
We all picked different ones,
that was the goal.
So I mean,
we had to
Josh,
be nice and share.
what did you find the best out of the corp side? What did you think
The
was
first
good?
one I picked was Lotus Field. It's a simple card that completely changes how the runner.
This little guy?
Yeah, it's
This little card?
just an in-run ice, but you can't rely on Yogg or Parasite or Data Sucker anymore. You have to. Whether people use it or not, and really I don't see it very often outside of Jinteki, but the fact it exists, you have to be prepared to run into it. Because if someone has it and you have no answer to it, you're not getting into whatever server they choose to put it on at all for the entire game.
Fema Lotus Field.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your answer, that's your answer.
Knight it.
Yeah, you have to do something. You have to have a knight, a fem,
Yeah.
something.
It was definitely
Crypsis.
It was the Parasite stopper.
Yeah.
Until the utensils come out.
Yeah.
And the utensils don't care. If they're
Utensils
gonna
will kill it. Yeah.
It'll help a lot with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to have an answer.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, utensils is a deck in itself, so it's not. Well, I guess you might see a couple thrown in there.
Yeah. So then, what was your favorite? I guess out of
that was my first.
Your first one, yeah. And then what's your second?
My second one was Foundry. I haven't played Foundry, but I like the.
Well, you've seen a lot of it played against you.
I've seen a lot of it played against me, and I like the concept. It changes how the corporation is going to build its deck and how it's going to play it.
Well, you know what surprises me that you chose Foundry, but I think it's the reason because of the Grail Ice. Because you were hot on Grail before this came. You're like, oh look, the Grail Ice coming out.
And I still haven't used it, but I think it's going to be great in Foundry.
I'm in the exact same position. I love Foundry. I think this is great. I'm gonna get free ice, and we're just gonna have this Fortress of Ice and Grail. No, I haven't played it yet.
I think when the store championships are over, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't think it's competitive?
I need to probably come up with a runner, and I need to make changes probably to my making news. So I don't know if I'll have time to do both.
Yeah.
I don't think the Foundry has enough personality to be awesome. you're going to parasite Grail Ice to death,
Yeah.
and that's going to be the end of Grail. Same with Next. And what's it going to do? I mean, you can go the toy box way, but
Yeah.
and then of course there are two infinitely better choices to win with.
Yeah.
To win consistently,
Right.
You know, because that's
fun.
That's what you do. Is you want to win. Yeah, Foundry's fun to play.
Right.
So I'm gonna rest Janice. I'm gonna go get
I'm
one.
gonna get another one. Yes.
I'm gonna install this card.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
I think the other thing with Foundry too is you have to have. I mean, you're so used to playing ETF if you played at HP, is you don't get that credit, and you have to have a lot of assets and a lot of operations to give you money out of Foundry. I mean, you can do it, but that's the deal with Foundry is you have to have a lot of assets.
And you have to have your ice memorized, your ice count memorized.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah. There's
recount
3
it.
necks. There's bronze. I got out. Yeah. And what's in the trash?
You have to keep an eye on it all the time.
Yeah.
It's good.
So what were your two out of the corp side?
I liked enhanced login protocol. I just thought that was great. It just to tax the runner. We're gonna take a click from you. And then especially in replicating perfection.
It made replicating. It made
it. Yeah, for sure. It's so good. You're just no. It's 2 clicks to run that first time. Oh wait, hold on. Let me rethink my entire turn.
Yeah.
Because it throws the runner off a lot of times.
Well, and if you run into let's just say an Enigma,
which is nice, cheap,
an Hourglass, whatever, you're not going to get into those outer servers. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best current that they put out, I think, for the corp side.
And if you have, and in Replicating Perfection, if you have Nisei Counter and Ash, we were playing
You're
today.
done for the turn.
Yeah. Mike gave up. I installed. I had 4 points and I had a counter and I installed Advance, and I'm like, you need 30 credits to. He's like, okay. That was the game.
You win.
He needed 30 credits and it was bad.
Yeah.
I love Enhanced Protocol. It was good. And then Architect was my other card, which was a very well designed card because it's very powerful. It's very useful. But you definitely have to build around it. It's not just like let's throw it in every deck. And
you can almost throw it in every deck, though. You can almost throw it in every deck.
I don't know.
I mean, to look at the top 5 cards of R&D, right?
Sure.
Put one of those installed.
So
So you can put it in an ETF, no problem. You can put it. I mean, in NEH is great,
Oh,
right?
it's wonderful in NEH.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think in almost any deck it's almost universal if you can fit the influence.
I think it's far more useful in certain decks than other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's always great to bring. I'm gonna put Eve back. I'm gonna put Thumbs back.
No, yeah.
And of course, last click. I'm gonna install the agenda that's in the trash.
Which is what Mike did that to me last tournament, and I should have known better because he kind of had that smirk on his face, so he pulls that out and scores a 2-3 out of his trash with noise. I'm like, okay, that sucked. Okay, yeah. I mean, you have to break it. I mean, that's one of the ones. Once it hits the table, you have to break it.
Right, you can't let it. You can't
get rid of it
every time.
You couldn't even utensil it.
Yeah.
So you still need. And I think because you can't utensil it, the fact that it has 3 strength is very smart.
Yes.
Because they are saying you can mimic it.
Yep.
And get through. So I think it was well balanced. I think it was well made, and it was definitely a completely different kind of card compared to what we've seen before.
Yep.
So those were my 2.
Yep. Well, I think my 2 were. I love the Constellation Ice. I just think those were really being an original NBN player. That trace when they first came out, when Taurus first came out, we're like, oh, it's okay card. But then when you read it again, you're like, oh, that's a really good card in making news.
Right.
I mean, heck, if you get to trace 5 and they don't break the trace, it's a guaranteed you're going to trash a piece of hardware.
Right.
And 2, if they didn't. Beat the first one.
Trace, yeah.
I mean, and they're all the same verbiage. So, I mean, if you want to do net damage, if you want to trash hardware, if you want to trash a program, or if you want to give them tags, Virgo is awesome. Don't face check Virgo because you're going to end up with two tags.
Yeah.
And making news anyway.
I do think the trace ice definitely made making news scary to run into.
Oh yeah.
Because before it was just like, I'll run Data Raven.
I'll bounce out.
Sure. Now it could be. Well, I'm not a big fan of Gemini.
Gemini's the weakest of the bunch.
But any of the others would just be scary. It's like Sagittarius. I'm going to kill 2 of your programs. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And again, wouldn't this look cool on a playmat?
I don't know. The backgrounds are kind of different. I guess you could make it 4 quarters.
Yeah, but if you made it 4 quarters, I think that would look really cool as a playmat.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Slashes or something.
Yeah.
I
I don't know.
I like it. It'd be cool. But maybe they'll make it 4 separate. Now they're not going to make it 4 separate mats.
I take it as 4 separate.
You just.
You
Hey, I'm
just
gonna
want
play. I take up a bit of playroom. This mat's for R&D. This mat's for HQ.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Little 4 that you could connect together. Anyway, onward, guys. All right, so that was Constellation Ice. I thought was a different way to trace. Made NBN. You could throw any of those into NBN, and they work great.
Virgo's wonderful.
Yep.
Made face checking scary.
The other one is hostile infrastructure, which made, I think, Genteki, where people used to, with replicating perfection, you put in enhanced protocol and hostile infrastructure. Well, now you can't trash your sundews without taking damage. I mean, it's, you could. I think it's a protection for some of the. I want to try it with like putting Director Haas into Genteki and getting an extra click, and then having hostile infrastructures in there, because it's like, okay, and then what's the encryption? The encryption protocol.
Oh.
Which makes it more expensive to trash the executives.
Yep.
I think it's just a cool card. I mean, and it looked cool.
I would trash Director Haas for 2 points, and I would take a point of damage for 2 points.
But if you have 2 hostile infrastructures, stress, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd still take.
And then you have to trash it for 8.
Sure. Well,
the numbers start working out to be pretty nasty.
Sure.
I mean, if you can get a build,
a lot to get installed.
Yeah,
and a lot to let somebody build up.
Yep, it is. It is. But I mean, that I guess just as my favorite card, I thought it was one of the cooler design cards.
No, it's great. It definitely makes the runner go,
Yeah, do I want to?
It'd make Eater Ice a little sad.
Well, I was thinking about it. I mean, I played it in Replicating Perfection, but has anyone played it in Personal Evolution?
Definitely would be annoying in Personal Evolution.
Could you do a horizontal, with a shell game going on, hostile infrastructure? Just, I mean, just another way. If you're going to trash my resources, I'm going to give you net damage, and hey, it happens.
Right.
It's a lot of credits.
It is a lot of credits. I mean that's another way.
It's a lot easier to afford in RP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I guess we'll go to the top 2 and runners.
Sure. I mean, start.
Yeah, you started.
Nasir is probably my favorite of the runner cards. I've never really played Shaper, and it's the most fun I've had in a while playing a runner ID.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
It's fun to build because you have to completely change how you go about building your deck, and it's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
And they gave him great cards. Ghost Runner,
Order of Soul helps a lot. Both of those are great.
I remember when Ghost Runner came out, we're like, that's okay. I mean,
it was like, it's fine for stealth credits, but
there was no stealth breakers. We knew stuff was coming out, but
right.
But then other things hit.
No, Nasir is very effective. Unfortunately, he's just a little slow.
It can be, yeah.
But once he's up,
right,
he's gonna probably win you the game. Once he gets all 3 breakers up and he's got his stealth.
Well, it depends on how you build it.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a pretty good ice destruction one. That was pretty neat. And
you had an ice destruction Nasir?
I made ice destruction Atman Nasir.
Oh,
it was different.
So
you get a lot of credit, so you could really put it. But I think I was playing Nasir a little wrong sometimes. There was a little blurring of the lines.
Oh, that was the first
and
one.
encounter.
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah, that was
it's like I'm pretty sure this works.
Yeah,
I'll have to look this up later.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then, what else?
Cash. I mean, it brought noise back. Basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm bringing noise back. You other runners don't know how to act. Sorry.
Bob really likes Wildside.
You should be doing the dance, man. That's a disco, man. That's what Noise was doing out on the dance floor with Cash.
It's a 1-cost virus, which in itself is great.
Yeah.
And it's money, which Noise always needs.
Oh heck, you get that with Grimoire.
Grimoire.
Oh man, it's like 3 credits. 3 credits.
Yeah, and then
and then 3 more for
and
pawning
then
it.
pawn it. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think they just made it criminal so that the Noise would have to use up some influence to get it. I don't think they really designed it with like, all right, we're gonna make this virus. It's gonna be cool for crypto. No, we're just gonna make it for Noise.
Yeah,
we're gonna put a little influence tax on it for Noise.
Yeah,
it's good.
Well, it would be interesting to see if they come out ever with a criminal that does something similar to what Noise does.
With viruses?
With viruses. Just, gives them, because there's a lot of viruses in criminal.
Gorman Drip.
A significant amount.
Right.
Is there?
Well, you got
only 2
Cash, Gorman, pheromones.
Oh, 3? Okay.
3, there's 3 for now. But could you go something like that?
And then come back. I have no idea what the influence cost on most viruses are.
Typically 1.
You're paying 9, well 2 for Parasite, I think.
Yeah,
Or Data Sucker. You pay 9 for the Data Sucker, Parasite Data Sucker.
Yeah. All right.
No.
So cash. I mean, that was it. Huh? That just brought noise. Because you played a noise deck for a little while.
I played it originally with core and a little bit before I switched over to Criminal.
And then it just made him so much better.
Shaper.
No, I was Criminal.
That's right.
This is the first time I've played Shaper.
Yeah. Because I think because when you put cash in, because you still run the wild side version of your noise.
When I was running it.
Yeah.
I'd probably change it at this point.
Yeah.
You
Oh
can
my!
add in,
Are you losing favor with wild side, Josh?
No, the new.
what you call it?
Duggars?
No, not Duggars. It's a resource. I'm trying to get the name of it.
Fester?
Earthrise Hotel.
I'd
yeah.
probably flip those.
The
around.
short-term, awesome, more expensive version.
The
of
short-term wild side?
Well, it's not even short-term wild side because it's actually just 2 free cards every turn.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you a click or anything either. So.
Because I like wild side, but you have to prepare for it and use it at the proper time. It's not as big of
And
a
there's no
concern.
influence either, too.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, that is a nice card. I mean, the more and more I think that will be used.
It's an investment if you got the time to play it. Yeah.
For. Okay. So what were your 2 favorite out of the runner side?
Well, mine were Noise and Nasir and Noise, but I picked 2 others. I like all the funky breakers because I think it helps Netrunner as a game because we're moving out of the what's my when I first played the game. Which,
You were talking like the dogs. You mean.
yeah, like the dogs, David, Sage, I think is one too.
Yeah, which is a multi-breaker. Yeah.
And you have things like Overmind and with its Echo Mind friend, stuff like that. But basically, I know when I first played the game, it was like, all right, I need Ninja, I need Gordian Blade, and Corroder, and fit those in. Those were my 3 breakers.
Yep.
And yeah, and that's what you did. And now it's like, well, no, I'm going to try this weird combination. The Kate deck I made, I actually had the self-modifying code. I'm like, I'm going to go get my barrier breaker. I don't remember what it is. It was one of the dogs, but I really didn't know. As I picked up the deck, I didn't know if it was a dog, if it was some card I can't,
Yeah.
because I had no influence. So,
and I think the dogs, if there ever comes out a card where you can put credits, just like they did with Helium 3 for the corporation, right? They put Helium 3 Depot in to put counters onto a card that can take counters, right?
Power counters.
I think you're going to have the ability to do that, and maybe you make a run and you can put counters on, for X amount of credits.
David would be a lot even better.
David would be fantastic for that. Talk about a toll booth breaker.
That may be why it never happens, but no, I really like the Anarch Dog. I think the Anarch Dog is like, it's the super fairy, sort of, because it breaks sentries.
Yeah.
And you could put it down and run,
Yeah.
until you run 2 tracers. Except for all these are sentries. Yeah, we'd be fine. We're going to drop the dog and run.
Yeah.
I like the Anarch Dog even more now.
All right.
It's not breaking any of that. The other card I was Echo Mind, which kind of goes with...
You made that crazy deck, man.
That was
so crazy.
That was too many ideas.
I have 14 cards.
Yeah.
I don't know what cards to have in my hand.
It was Origami Echo Mind and Duggars with the idea that eventually you're just going to install, 4 viruses for 3 turns and then draw cards and win that way. And I won 1 game that way. And only 1 game that way. That was a bad tournament.
Yeah.
It was fun though, because it was basically gambling on can Noise mill you out or mill out the important things and win. But,
and be able to install fast enough to do it.
It was a bad plan. I do think Echo Mind, maybe Echo Mind Duggars or just Echo Mind itself would be good with like Quetzal, or maybe somebody else is coming later.
Well, there's no breaker that works right now with the number of cards in your hand. So do you think it will have a breaker that will have based on the number of cards? Because you have Sage, which is based on the number of MU, right? So if you made maybe a AI breaker that was the strength of the number of cards you had in your hand, that makes Echo Mind.
That might be too strong.
I don't know. Well, you still have to draw the cards, right?
Yeah, you have to have the cards in hand. You can't use them, I guess.
Echo Mind Sage would be pretty scary. Because if you got Echo Mind, you have, you can have upwards of 15 MU.
Yeah.
And you only really need it to have 7 or 8 strength.
So you're saying Sage makes Echo Mind even
better? Yeah. It's expensive though.
Mm-hmm.
Influence is expensive, so I don't know. And 2 to break subroutines is kind of expensive.
Yeah. Well, that's like Knight.
Sure. I guess you're not paying to get up any power, so
It saves a lot of money.
And
that
you
way.
can put him on a dinosaur or something like that.
Ooh, you could.
Because he's not my guy.
But you don't really care about the strength. You want it to be cheaper to use.
Yeah, but a fix 2, man, you can run through a lot of stuff in fix 2.
You can use Echo Mine then, though.
Yeah. You couldn't use Echo Mine's console.
Oh, that's right.
I wonder if
Sorry.
that'll ever be a runner. You can use 2 consoles.
Well, I said that before. We had that conversation way back when. It was like, there's got to be a runner that can be able to run two consoles out of their hand.
They'd have to have pretty much no influence.
Well, I think you'd have to have like 8 influence,
I mean,
but be able to run 2
What
consoles.
2 consoles would really break the game? Other than maybe
Astrolabe?
Doppelganger and Desperado.
Oh, God.
That'd be pretty bad.
That would be bad, I agree. But I mean, other than, like Grimoire, something.
What if you
like
had
that.
no influence? You can run 2 consoles.
No. There's not enough strength in each.
Okay, I mean, I'm just trying to balance it out,
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, we're going into design, not our favorite. But my favorite, I think, for the runner side was Refractor. I think that was a fantastic breaker. I mean, it opened. You had Refractor and you had Switchblade, both stealth breakers, and I think Refractor was just an amazing code gate breaker for like.
Yeah, Refractor is just a regular great breaker overall.
I mean, when your deck in the Seer is awesome, and also in Kit, that Refractor was just brutal.
Yeah, it made stealth decks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It basically made Shaper the stealth deck.
Yeah, you didn't have to run Cloak. I mean, so you could run Refractor, Cloak.
You mean Dagger?
I mean Dagger. Sorry, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but so you could have a viable stealth deck man,
You could.
with a set of breakers.
Mm-hmm.
I still think you want Dagger sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think Dagger and Switchblade's okay.
Yeah.
Because you can't. I don't think you can afford 2 Switchblades, can you?
No, I run both.
Yeah, that's usually what you get. You get your 3 Cloaks out,
Mhm.
and then you get Dagger out first, and then you throw a Switchblade down, just to be annoying.
Well, if you have the stealth card, Switchblade's better.
Yeah, well, especially against something like Jinteki or NBN, where you might hit something. If you end up getting tagged, you're not as scared running
Right.
against NBN.
Kamino, Switchblade breaks Kamino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 credits. That's
Yep.
very sad.
It's very sad.
It's not as good as Femme Fatale, but
Yeah.
it's still.
Right.
And then my other one was Incubator. I mean, just in my noise deck, I just like that ability to get a virus credit every turn.
Oh, Incubator is so scary.
It's great. I mean, and I thought about putting Fester in my deck, but I mean, the way I run mine is it's like 38 programs, and then I have Oracle, May with Motivation as 1 influence, and so if I get those 2 out, I'm just going to call it program.
Mm-hmm.
So I flip it out, and I don't even worry about it. So I can't really put Fester in there, but Fester, I could see a Fester, Lamprey, Incubator deck be really nasty. I don't know what the influence would be, but I could just see that like maybe in a Criminal with Desperado. Oh, just
I think you'd wipe virus counters immediately. But no, I think Incubator just makes everything scary because
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, it's got 3 viruses on it.
well, then you got to hide
Install.
mine, right?
Well, yeah, Hive Mind will cause basically virus wipe or whatever, counter wipes immediately.
Yeah.
But no, it's just sitting out there with 3 credits on it because you could install whatever you want, trash it all onto whatever that you installed was, and then you have 2 clicks to do what you want.
Yeah.
Like medium.
Yep.
So
It's an immediate threat.
So now I guess we got through our favorite cards on both sides. So let's talk a little bit about what your most disappointing card was.
right, and by disappointing, we don't mean bad. There were plenty of the moment bad cards, but bad cards can become good later. But at the moment, bad cards. But these were ones that we
That were
wanted
great.
them to do things and
Right.
make
They
things.
just never
and they
worked.
just made us sad instead.
Or they just, or you just never saw play, whatever. I mean,
Mhm.
those are kind of what we're thinking about.
Yeah.
So I'll start this time.
Sure.
I think I thought Seal Vault was going to be like the anti-account siphon. When it first came out, it was, I think, in the first pack, either first or second pack. I was like, great, this is going to kill off account siphon. I never saw it once. I didn't even play it.
Right.
You thought it was going to be Jackson Howard.
I thought it was going to be that. It was
Yeah.
and everything.
Yep.
I mean, but I think that was the one that Crimson Grid was in.
No, Crimson Grid came much later.
I thought they came out in the same packs.
I don't think so.
I can't remember
Either
which one.
way.
Either way, we'll look at the numbers. But anyway, but I think Seal Vault came out and maybe Crimson Grid the next. So what number is that? I can't see.
48.
48.
So it came out at least a little later.
And then
As we look through our
Seal
scores.
Vault is going to be
Upgrade. No, it's an asset.
right there.
Yeah, 29. So they came out of
Yeah.
pack apart.
Yeah, pack apart. So anyway, I mean, it just never stopped play. I mean, it's 0 to res, 8 to trash. It was a great idea, and I think it could still be. I mean, it's still there. I just have never seen it play.
I've never seen
Yeah.
mine is targeted marketing. It sounded great.
Remember, we were like,
Sounded great.
Boom, account siphon. Boom, sure, gamble.
Right.
It's over.
And I've tried to make it work for a while, and I've never gotten it to trigger.
You never got it to
I
trigger.
never got it to trigger.
Did they quit? Did it keep them from playing those cards? You think?
Maybe for a little while, but the problem is a lot of the times you'd pull it too late just to even hurt the cards that you think they might have. So it just there's more reliable economy cards to use.
Yeah, and then you get the brutally good manhunt.
Right, which
For
is
when-
significantly better.
Yeah, because near Earth Hub, you're running super light just to win the game. But if you're playing a Tracy deck, you're definitely playing manhunt, non-targeted marketing. Even though 10 credits would be fantastic in a Tracy deck. But yeah, mine was Mamba. It's just like, all right, we now have another. I mean, Mamba sounds so great. If you get Mamba to trigger once or twice, you basically can get the runner in a position to where they are dead.
No matter what they
initiate
do.
a run, because you're gonna House of Knives a couple times, Mamba a couple times, and that seems so fantastic. And I don't think I've ever put a power counter on it because I'm pretty sure everyone just breaks it because
They don't want
we're not
that.
gonna.
But it costs them money though.
It
So
does.
it's a good piece of ice then.
No, really, it's expensive.
It's too
$6.
expensive.
Yeah, and I don't know. Because Personal Evolution was so much fun to play. I remember when I first played Netrunner, killing people with Jinteki was the best.
Hey, shh. That's how you got hooked on the game.
Yeah, I know. I was killing Bob with his own Jinteki deck. It was great. But it's such it seems so powerful, seems so great, and it's just not.
Well, I thought this would be a good piece of ice for the, what is it? Not the Tenon, but is it the Tenon Institute or the other one that gives
the one
you?
that gives you a
Oh,
credit.
then you say,
yeah, it gives you a credit.
yeah,
for
the
every time
credit
you play
for
side
every
game.
time you
Great.
play a side game.
No, it's not. But
No, it's not. Not even in
People are
that.
going to have
so-
Sentry Breakers out against
but isn't-
Jinteki.
Wow, no. What is coming out that puts power counters on stuff?
The
Or it puts
Helium
power
3.
on agendas.
No, it's Helium 3 Depot
Right? Does it put it puts it on agendas, doesn't it?
Mhm.
though. No, it puts it on anything. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you gotta quick.
Okay, so Helium 3, it's an agenda. Would it put it on here?
When you score helium, place up to 2 power counters on a card with at least
Holy
one power counter. So
crap.
theoretically, if you had a
Holy
Mamba
crap.
with a counter on it and you scored Helium 3, you kind of can win the game. That's really weird. Mamba's only 2 in.
It's only two.
That'd be really weird in a way.
Put that in a Wayland
Yeah,
deck?
that'd be
You'd
strange.
have the money for it.
You'd have the money. You wouldn't have a problem. That would be really crazy. Good point. I didn't even think about putting that on Mamba. That didn't even come up.
Hey, you could Mamba power shut down.
That's why we do
someone.
these videos sometimes,
Yeah,
guys. Because even
apparently.
these crazy things that we don't even think about.
Oh, that'd be so good though. You just like, yeah, oh, you're running the server? Okay, I'll hit you for 3 Mamba. Oh, yep, you scored my priority rack.
Well, I just got done with that video just recently where you
Where I
you
kill
actually
people with
put
punitive
you
counter
put,
strikes.
no, yeah, exactly.
That's
you put
great.
let them steal the future
Future perfect, yeah.
for 3 and then double punitive counter.
Yeah, it was good. If you get both in your hand, you're just like, you want to score it? I got these.
It's 6 damage. And it's meat damage, it's not net damage.
Right,
so-
which they're generally prepared because they usually Jinteki, they throw the Plague
Yeah.
Screed away. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's
that
nasty.
might be fun with Helium 3.
I didn't even think about that, but that would be really. You could have 8 counters on that.
Well, you'd have
bad
to
boy.
get a counter on it first. though.
Yes.
So you'd have to win
You'd
at
have
least
to
one
face
game.
Right.
check it. Put it up early, get it face checked
Yeah.
to win the side game.
And hope they don't have a way to destroy it.
Yeah. That would be it.
Yeah, parasite it.
Right.
Because I think you would parasite if they played Helium Depot 3 and you're like, it's got 3 counters on it.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess if they tried to parasite it and run and kill the data suckers, you'd at least get to shoot them first.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, so overall, it's been a game changing cycle
Sure.
Mhm.
for sure. I mean, both sides. I think Runner
Oh, yeah.
and Corporation came out winners.
And I think this cycle did a better job of making the game, adding variety to the game.
You don't know what you're going to run into.
Yeah, there was just all sorts of really good new ways to play, new cards, new things to try.
So a
I
lot
don't
of great new breakers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just a newness thing. It's like comparing the new cycle to the older cycle, but the other cycle just seemed like it was some differences, but a fair amount of the same.
Yeah,
making
yeah.
it better. And maybe that's what the cycle's job was to solidify the card pool before we start doing weird things.
And the agenda we didn't talk about that was really fun. It was the domestic sleepers.
Domestic Sleepers. That was great.
I mean, that makes. I mean,
That's the art card. That's
that's
what I
art.
want on a mat. I want her drowned.
Actually, it should be really cool on a mat. I think that'd be a good another mat, a good mat for sure.
He's the artist.
Yeah,
but I think it would make a good mat because it's just hilarious. It's,
It's I hired this Bioroid.
Yeah,
It's now killing you and
stop killing.
stuffing
people.
you in the water, holding your head down. But it's going to serve you a drink later.
It is serving him a drink. It's just water, not the martini.
Anyway, all right, Josh. Any other thoughts?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. John.
No, just they keep making the game better.
Yep, and probably within a couple of days, maybe a week,
That'd be nice to get the deluxe edition.
we should have the third deluxe pack. I think.
That'd be awesome.
I think 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Maybe
probably
2
mid
weeks.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah, right before Store Championship, so we have
Which
to
is gonna be
redo
a
all our
problem.
decks.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Be good though. Maybe we can kill NEH.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, I'm Bob,
John,
Josh.
and we're the No Agendas team. Thanks for joining us, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Here.